Hello and welcome back to another episode of Introduction to Unity Games Development Part 10. In this video, we will learn how to move camera with the game object, how to destroy game object at runtime, or how to destroy component instead of game object. Back to Unity and starting with the first topic, how to move camera along with the game object. As you remember, in our last video session, we code this cube game object to move with the keys. Actually, if I press the up arrow key, you can see the cube game object is moving left and right. Now when my cube object is moving, at the same time I want to move the camera also. This feature is very handy because in most of the games you have seen, when the player moves, you want the camera also moves along with the player actually. So let's see how to build this logic and how to move camera along with the cube game object. In this case, first we will create a new C# script and we will code it. Let me go to the scripts folder, right click in the script folder, click on create button and click on this C# script. The name for this C# script could be any, but I'm gonna call it here look at. Press enter to register this name. So the script is created. Now let's open the script and make some changes in the script. So here we go. Now starting with this function over here, I'm going to declare a transform game object here. So public transform and we will be calling this transform game object as target. And with semicolon. Now this target game object is going to be our cube because the cube is the one which is moving. So once the cube moves, we want to move the camera also. So here in the update function, we will be calling this function target transform dot look at. So we will call this function, and what will be the direction, or which direction we need to follow, or which direction the camera should follow, or which game object the camera should follow. So in this case we will give the reference to the target here, as we created the reference above, target, and with semicolon. So what we are doing here, we have created a transform game object. Now here, for your understanding, so this target will be the cube game object. So we will link this target with the cube game object in the inspector window, and we will link this C# script, which is look at, we will link it with the main camera. Now the target will be the cube. So the way we move the cube, the camera is also going to move. So let me save my script here. So back to Unity. Now this look at C# script will be attached to main camera. So drag and drop it on to main camera here. So attach it to the main camera. Now this C# look at C# script is attached to main camera. Now if I click on the main camera, you will see the properties in the inspector window, and you will see the look at C# script which is attached over here. Now see, we need to link this target variable. So what will be our target? In this case, cube is going to be the target because the cube is the one which is moving in this entire game. So what I'll do now, drag and drop this cube onto this target transform game object, drop it over here. Now see, the cube game object is linked with this target. Actually it means our camera will follow the cube movement over here. Now if I run this game, and let's see the behavior of this script now. So when I run my game and when I press the up arrow key, you will see the camera is also going to move with the cube game object, as you can observe over here. Camera is also moving, you can see. So left, right, up, down, we can move this camera as per the script over here. So this is how you can move the camera according to a particular game object. So when you create a game, chances are there are tens of game objects created in your game, which is going to increase not only the size of your game, it is going to have some performance issues as well. So it is always advised whenever you create a game that you need to destroy the unwanted game objects during the runtime. So destroying these game objects from the game will really improve the performance of your game as well. Now we will see how to destroy a game object at runtime. Not only how to destroy a game object, sometimes we want to remove or destroy a particular component also from the game object. So we will be coding the cube game object, the cube script actually. So when we press the spacebar key, it is going to destroy the cube game object from the game. So let me open this cube script, and let me remove the previous code, not required over here. I'm just deleting it. This one also. Now we want to destroy this sphere game object whenever we press the spacebar key from the keyboard. So we will code it in the cube game object. So when we press the spacebar key, it is going to destroy the sphere game object from this window. So we will open the cube script here, and we will make changes. So we will declare reference to game object here, which is public game object other. Now when we press the spacebar key, press the space key to destroy the sphere game object, if input dot get key down key code dot space simply call this destroy function here to destroy this other game object. So call destroy, use this method, and we will give the reference to the other game object here. So destroy this other game object. Now what is this other game object? Again, in the inspector window, we need to link the sphere to this others game object. Let me save it, head back to Unity. Select the cube game object, and you will see in the cube game object we have the script. This is the cube game object, and the cube script is attached, and see it is asking for the reference Right now the reference is none, so we need to give the reference to a game object. As I'm interested to destroy the sphere game object, so what we will do, we will drag and drop this sphere game object onto others. So this other object will get the reference to the sphere game object. So when we run this game and when we press the space key, it is going to destroy this sphere game object. Let's run the code and see the output. So if I press the spacebar key, as per the script, it should destroy the sphere game object, and you can see the sphere game object is destroyed, and you cannot see in the hierarchy view as well. It has been destroyed from this hierarchy view as well. So this function is very useful in order to recover some resources, or in order to increase the performance of your game at runtime, destroying unnecessary, unwanted game objects, components from the game. Now, in this example, we destroyed the complete game object. Sometimes we are interested to destroy the component. If I click on this sphere game object, in the sphere game object, you can see there is a mesh renderer component attached to sphere. So what I want at runtime, instead of destroying the complete game object, I want to remove the mesh renderer from this sphere game object. So what we will do, we will just make changes here in the destroy game object. So we will just make some minor changes in order to destroy the component instead of the complete game object. So we will type here destroy other dot get component, and which component we are looking for? We are looking for mesh renderer component. Mesh renderer. So other refers to sphere game object. Now go to the sphere game object and remove this mesh renderer component from the sphere game object. Save script, head back to Unity. What we are expecting here, instead of destroying the sphere game object completely, we want to just remove the mesh renderer component from sphere game object. Just observe over here in the inspector window, the sphere game object mesh renderer component will be completely removed from the sphere. Now if I press the spacebar key, you can see mesh renderer component is no more available in the inspector window. So this is how you can see the sphere still exists in the hierarchy window, but the mesh renderer component has been removed. This mesh renderer component is basically the color for this sphere. Once it is removed, that's why we cannot see the sphere, though the sphere exists in our game still, but because we have not applied any colors, that component has been removed. That's why it becomes invisible from the screen right now. So this is how you can work on. In this section, we discussed how to move the camera as per the game object movement, how to destroy the complete game object from the game, and how to remove a particular component from the game object at runtime. Practice all these things. I'll see you in the next video.